welcome to IP Study Video Lectures. Today we will discuss the 12th chapter of Grade 6 English Grammar. We will dive into the world of verbs, and today we will discuss the two special kinds, modals and auxiliaries. Before we discuss further, let us understand what is a verb. Do you remember? Very good. A verb is an action word such as eat, talk, write. All of these are action words and they are verbs, right? Now in this chapter, we will discuss deeply about an auxiliary verb. What is an auxiliary verb? Well, auxiliary verb is a helping verb. It helps the main verb to show voice, tense and mood. In this chapter, we will understand and identify main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Recognize primary and modal auxiliaries. Interpret the functions of primary and modal auxiliaries. Illustrate primary and modal auxiliaries in sentences. Before we discuss further, let us understand with this example. John is unable to do the sum. Peter could solve it. Now in these two sentences, the words such as is and could, they are verbs because they are showing some action or the state of being in these two sentences. Now these two are specially called the modal auxiliaries and helping verbs. Why is that so? Because in the first sentence is helping the main verb do to show the state of being. And in the second one, could is showing us the ability of the Peter to do something. So this is what the auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliaries are all about. Let us understand this in detail. He was driving to work. Here, the word driving is the main verb and the word was is an auxiliary verb. An auxiliary is a helping verb. It is used with the main verb to form a verb phrase such as was driving. So, driving is the main verb, helping, and was is a helping verb here. The words be, have, do, can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, will, would, used, need, dare, ought are called auxiliaries. There are two kinds of auxiliaries: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Primary auxiliary verbs are be, have, and do. These verbs modify other verbs in a full verb phrase. For example, is going, has gone, did go. So, these verbs, they modify the full verb phrase and they are called primary auxiliaries. They are be, have and do. Now, let us understand what are modal auxiliaries. The rest of the words in the above list are called modal auxiliaries, such as can, could, may, might, shall, should, must, will, would. All of these are modal auxiliaries. They express different attitudes such as permission, possibility, and ability. They are mostly used to express the mood of the sentence. So by using the modal auxiliaries, we know if the subject has capability to do something, has the ability to do something, or is seeking permission. So it tells us the mood of the sentence. Let us understand all of these in detail. Auxiliary verbs such as be, have, and do. And which auxiliary verbs are these? Very good. Primary auxiliaries. Now, be. Be verb is used when used in a present tense. We use verbs like is, am, are, been, and being. And when we use them in past tense, we use verbs like was and were, because all of these verbs, they express the to be state in the sentence. Have, when used in the present tense, we use verbs like has, have. And when used in the past tense, we use verbs like had. For do, we use verbs like do and does, and in the past tense, do and does change to did. This was all about primary auxiliaries. Let us understand their functions with some examples in detail from the following table. Primary auxiliary, be verb. The base form. So when we use the be verb as the be form, the sentence is he must be sleeping. So the verb be is used as the base form. He must be sleeping. When we have to use it in the formation of the continuous tense, such as the action is going on, the action is in the present continuous tense. So we can say he is driving. I am leaving tomorrow. Is and am, they both express the to be state. When we use be in the sentences where subject is less important than the action, such as my lost pen was found. Now here in this sentence, the main thing is about the subject. We're talking about the pen which is lost. So here, when the subject is more important than the action, we use the verb as was. Was again describes the to be state. While forming the past tense, so when we have to form the sentences in the past tense, we use was and were. So the sentences can be she was leaving the class, they were planning a holiday. Now while forming the present tense, she is dancing, right? So is mainly used when you're forming the sentences in the present tense. Was and were, they are used when you're forming the sentences in the past tense. When you're forming sentences in the present continuous tense, you mainly use verbs like am and is. You can also use the base form of be verb. Now, when followed by an infinitive, it is used to show a plan or an order, such as they are going to open the match. So when you're showing that or showing a plan or execution of a certain plan, you use are verb. Be form of verb denotes command, such as you are expected to complete this work in an hour. Now let us understand about the primary auxiliary verb have. Have can be used as a base form, can be used to form the perfect tenses, and can also be used with infinitives. Let us understand with examples. When used as a base form, I have completed the task. When used to form the perfect tenses, he has done his homework. When used with the infinitive to show some kind of obligation, like I had to go early to school. With the do form of verb, you can use it as a base form, as in the negative sentences, also as to form the simple present and simple past tense. Let us understand with examples. While using the do form as the base form, they do their best to finish the task. Used to form the negative and interrogative of simple present and the simple past. So, the negative sentence in the simple present or simple past can be formed. He doesn't work at all. Or you can use it in the interrogative forms, such as did he bring the book? So it can be used as negative sentences, as in negative sentences, and as in positive interrogative sentences as well. In the imperative form, it makes the statement more forceful, as in more authoritative, like do close the door, right? So these were the functions of be form of be primary auxiliary, have primary auxiliary, and do primary auxiliary verb, and we understood them with the sentences as examples. Let us look at the functions of modal auxiliaries. As discussed earlier, modal auxiliaries, they tell us the mood in the sentence. They also tell us the voice in the sentence. Let us understand each of them in detail. Can modal auxiliary usually expresses ability or capacity. It is also used to indicate permission. For example, he can solve this sum. Now this is expressing the ability. The doctor said, you can go now. Now this is the permission, right? So the doctor is giving the permission here. And sometimes it also shows the capacity of the person. He can climb Mount Everest. So can expresses the ability or capacity, or sometimes it also expresses the permission. Could is used as the past tense of can in indirect speech. It is used to indicate the ability in the past, but not the performance of the act. Could is also used to suggest a weak possibility in the future. Let us understand with some examples. Rob said that he could swim across the river. Right? Now this is the past tense of can in the indirect speech. He could run fast when he was young. Now this is expressing the ability in the past. She could leave on Friday. Now this is a weak possibility. She could or she might not, right? Another modal auxiliary, may. May is used when we ask permission in affirmative sentences, such as, may I come in now, right? It is also used to express a wish or to indicate a strong possibility. Let us understand with examples. May I borrow your bicycle? Now this is permission, right? May you always prosper? This is a wish. He may be at home. Now this is a possibility. So may expresses the permission, the possibility, and also indicates the wish. Might is used as the past equivalent of may. It suggests a weak possibility. For example, it might rain tomorrow. He might come today. So we use might as the past tense of may, and also it suggests a weak possibility. Shall and should is used in the second and third person to seek advice, express a promise, a command, or even a threat. For example, if you need any help, I should be there for you. This is a promise. You shall be punished for this. This is a threat. Which pen should I buy? This is seeking an advice. They should talk to the seniors. Now this is a command. Will is used in the second and third person to express simple future time, certainty of an event. Would is used to make a polite request. For example, I will carry your books. This is simple future. He will come here. This is certainty. So it expresses the simple future time and certainty of an event. Would you lend me your scooter? This is a polite request. So that is the use of will and would. Will is used in the first person to express willingness, determination, promise, habit, intention, or even a threat. I will go first. This is willingness. I will do it. This is determination. We will come today. This is promise. He will watch TV for hours. This is habit. I will go to meet her today. This is an intention. We will confront him. This is a threat. So will expresses the strong willingness and strong determination in the sentences, and a strong promise as well. And would is used to make a polite request. Now let us learn about some more modals such as must and ought. Must is used to express necessity or obligation. For example, we must get up early. This is a necessity. I must talk to her nicely. This is an obligation. It can express obligation coming from the speaker. For example, I must be on a diet. Ought is used to express strong obligation and desirability. So, must is expressing the necessity and obligation, but when it is a strong obligation and desirability, we use ought. For example, we ought to love our neighbors. You ought to help him. Now, you must have observed that ought is always followed by to with a verb. For example, ought to love, ought to help. So we do not use ought just like that. We always use it with to and with a verb. We ought to love our neighbors. This is expressing the strong obligation. You ought to help him. This is strong desirability. It can be used to indicate present or future tense. For example, I ought to talk to him. Used to. Used to shows both current and as well as old habits depending on the context, such as we used to live here in our childhood. This is an old event, an old habit. He used to living alone. Now, this is his current habit, right? He is used to living alone. He is used to doing hard work, right? Need. This denotes necessity and obligation. We need to go there. It is commonly used in negative and interrogatives. He need not give up studies. This is a negative sentence. Do we need to attend the seminar? This is an interrogative sentence. So need, it also expresses necessity and obligation, but it is mostly in negative sentences and in interrogatives. Need as a finite verb means to want or require. He does not need to meet him. Dare. Dare means bold, be bold enough to, right? So it is commonly used in interrogatives and negative sentences. How dare you talk to her in this manner? Don't you dare to talk to her in this manner. So dare is a very strong and it expresses a bold statement, right? So we usually use it with interrogatives and negative sentences. Let us understand or do a quick recap before we end this lesson. An auxiliary is a helping verb. It expresses attitudes like permission, possibility, etc. It also tells us the mood, tense, and the voice in the sentence. There are two auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Primary auxiliaries are be, have, and do. We covered what is the function of each of these verbs and what are the examples and sentences and how we can imply them in the sentences in this chapter. Modal auxiliaries are those which tell us the voice and the mood in the sentence, and they are can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, must, ought to, used to, need, and dare. Can expresses ability or capacity. Could is used as the past tense of can. It suggests a weak possibility. May is usually used when we ask for permission. Might is used as the past tense of may and it suggests a weak possibility. Shall, should is used to express a promise or even a threat. Will is used to express willingness, determination, and promise. Must is used to express necessity and obligation, and ought to is used to express obligation or desirability. Used to expresses a habit, whereas need denotes necessity or obligation, and dare means be bold enough to. That was all about auxiliaries. Thank you so much for staying with us. Stay tuned for our next video lecture. Till then, keep revising.